What's up, guys? I'm back again with more of the Word of God. Hope everyone is doing well. Something that I wanted to talk about just real quick is the role of the friends in our lives. And a little case study that I just wanted to go through was Job and his three friends. A little bit of backstory of Job. Job was a blameless and upright man who feared God and shunned evil, who was then tested by Satan after getting permission from God. After he goes into a moment of mourning after losing everything, we now come up to his three friends who come to comfort him and mourn with him. And I'll read from Job 2:11 to 13, which says, Now when Job's three friends heard of all this adversity that had come upon him, each one came from his own place: Eliphaz the Temanites, Bildad the Shuhites, and Zophar the Namathites. For they had made an appointment together to come and mourn with him and to comfort him. And when they raised their eyes from afar and did not recognize him, they lifted their voices and wept. And each one tore his robe and sprinkled dust on his head toward heaven. So they sat down with him on the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and no one spoke a word to him, for they saw that his grief was very great. Now, I'd like to just recognize how that his friends came and truthfully mourned with him. But then after that, they then go on a dialogue with Job, trying to advise him and trying to bring him insight on why he's suffering. And this goes on from chapter 3 to chapter 28. And then as it rounds up, we then come to a man named Elihu. And it says here in chapter 32, from verse 1 to 3, it says, So these three men ceased answering Job, because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then the wrath of Elihu, the son of Barachel, the Buzite, of the family of Ram, was aroused against Job. His wrath was aroused because he justified himself rather than God. Also against his three friends, his wrath was aroused because they had found no answer and yet had condemned Job. And after Elihu finishes speaking to Job and his three friends, Job then finally goes to God to find the answer on why he is suffering. But just to point out is that just because Job's three friends mourned with him doesn't mean that they were supposed to be the ones advising him. The role we play as friends is going to differ from person to person. We have to have the discernment to know when to be there, because it's not everything we are going to be there for our friends. We cannot take the place that God has not called us to take, and we also cannot take the place of God within our lives. So just a little study breakdown of the role of the friends in our lives. Even as a friend yourself, know who's meant to play a certain role within your life. Just because you celebrate with them doesn't mean you're supposed to mourn with them. Just because you mourn with them doesn't mean that they're the ones that are supposed to give you advice. Each friend has a different role. Even you yourself know how to play your role as a friend. But that's my quick little study. Y'all let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments. Whatever y'all got to say. Look, I want to get y'all's input as well. But that's all I got. All right, peace.